Tonight on The Bachelorette, new connections are going to form for Gabby and Rachel on one-on-one dates. Hey guys, and welcome back to another shared news. We've got some updates for you on how tonight's Bachelorette is going to go. But before we dive right in, do not forget to give this video a big thumbs up. And if you're new here, make sure you are subscribed to our channel. As always, I'm your host and Bachelor expert, Zachary Reality, and tonight is episode 3 of The Bachelorette, which means it's time we start learning everyone's name. We are going into tonight's episode with 21 men left in the mansion, and after tonight, we could be down to 15 or 16. We don't know what's going to happen, but what we do know is it's going to get pretty intense as the guys are going to make their decisions, maybe, between Gabby and Rachel. Let's take a look at this first clip.
Who got the power?
Tonight,
it's our journey.
the power's in their hands.
This week will help us figure out who we should pursue relationships with.
So it looks like from this first preview, this week is really going to be pivotal in deciding who they want to pursue relationships with, which guys they're vibing with, which guys they might not be vibing with. You know, the guys are really going to have to start zoning in on Gabby or Rachel because you can only play the middle ground, the middle field for so long. I completely understand that there's probably a few guys in the house who are feeling connections with both of them, but the longer they decide to continue to date both of them, the harder it will be for the girls to trust them, that they're really into them, if that makes sense. You know, there is 2 bachelorettes, they are dating the same guys, so of course, you know, everybody wants to feel out who they vibe with and who they don't vibe with, but going into week 3, I think it's probably about time that these guys and Gabby and Rachel really decide which guys they're into and which guys they want to pass along to their friend. And this next rose ceremony might get pretty heated as some of the guys might be denying roses from Rachel. Let's take a look at this next clip.
Will you accept this rose?
I'm sorry, I'm here for Gabby.
I am gonna have to decline the rose.
If this continues to go down this path, you are not gonna find love.
If we don't make a change, it could end in a disaster.
Oof, so this is definitely going to be a hard one to watch. Now, they're really editing the preview as multiple guys will be denying Rachel's rose. If you don't remember what happened last week, Gabby and Rachel presented the rose to the guys, and they presented it from both of them. So it wasn't clear, cut, and dry who the rose was coming from. But this week, episode 3, is gonna be the first rose ceremony where Rachel will be handing out roses to guys that she's into, and Gabby will be handing out roses to guys that she's into. And it looks like some of these guys are going to decide if they want to decline a rose, accept a rose, or maybe they want to accept roses from whoever gives them a rose, or maybe they only want a rose from someone specific. And it looks like it's going to be a rough one for Rachel. Now, I do want to point out that we are a few episodes in, and Rachel does have strong connections. It almost seems like they're editing it to make it seem like most of the guys are here for Gabby, and maybe that's true. Maybe there are a few more guys in the mansion that are into Gabby, but you know, I see strong connections for Rachel with Avon, with Zach, with Tino, so I really hope that she's able to find love and she doesn't let some of the guys declining her rose get to her. You know, we saw in this clip Meatball, who is the comic relief of the show, is definitely more into Gabby, but if he denies a rose from Rachel, what if Gabby doesn't want to give him a rose? Then he just lost his chance. You know, it kind of could be a game to some of these guys, and it seems like that's how it is on reality shows, where these guys just want to stay in the mansion as long as possible. But once you put your cards out on the line, we saw that with Jason A, you know, last week, then that's kind of the end all be all who you're going to be moving forward with for the rest of the season. So it should be interesting to see how things turn out and how they shake up at the rose ceremony. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And we also know that Grandpa John is set to make an appearance tonight as pictures were released of him, of John and Gabby on a bowling date. Now, I do want to point out that Gabby's grandma is also on this bowling date. I've already seen so many Bachelor fans shipping Grandpa John to be the first senior Bachelor. Seems to be a happily married man. There's just a bigger spotlight on him because of last season when Grandpa John made quite the impression on Gabby's hometown with Clayton, as well as after the final rose. He was calling Gabby, his granddaughter, a DINGBAT, which is a term of endearment, and really coined the phrase DINGBAT. Now everyone's calling Gabby a DINGBAT. It seems to be a funny little thing they have in between them. It's so fun to see the granddaughter and grandfather another relationship. So I'm so happy Grandpa John is coming back. He is such an icon. He's probably going to provide us with many laughs tonight. And we can also expect Gabby going on a one-on-one date with Eric. And Rachel, I'm not too sure who she's gonna go on a one-on-one date with, but there will be 2 one-on-one dates, there will be a group date, and there will be lots of connections, love, and drama because, well, it's The Bachelorette, and that's what you guys can expect. Let us know your thoughts and predictions for tonight's newest episode. Who do you think is gonna get a rose? Who do you think is gonna turn down a rose and possibly get themselves sent home? Definitely let us know in the comments. And before you head out of here, do not forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you're always updated on The Bachelorette and Bachelor Nation all season long. As always, I'm your host, Zachary Reality. My social media handles on the screen right now. Be sure to give me a follow at Zachary Reality. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye.